Welcome to the conversation about the Steelers. Today, I'll be sharing with you my latest draft simulation for the team, which represents my 5th edition this season. I'm excited to present the most recent group of players that deserve your attention during the draft. Before we get started, if you're interested in checking out another simulation next week, don't forget to like this video now. If we hit 500 likes, we'll guarantee a new simulation next week. For those who have been following this series throughout the draft season, my approach this year is not to repeat players in each of the editions. Therefore, every week, I need to find new athletes to fill all 7 rounds. This decision was made so I can present a broader range of prospects to you, avoiding the repetition of names like many do in their simulations. I want to bring more options so you can get to know other players I consider good additions and who meet the needs of the Steelers team. Without further ado, let's start with the first pick. But wait, my phone is ringing. Hello, it's the Chiefs, and they're interested in trading up from the 31st to the 21st pick. They're looking for a future left tackle, whether Josh Simmons or Kelvin Banks Jr., and they're offering us a 3rd-round pick. They have 2 third-round picks this year and are proposing the 66th overall, a very interesting pick at the start of the 3rd round, in exchange for a 1st-round swap, moving from the 21st to the 31st pick. The team's proposal is quite tempting because they're offering a 3rd-round pick. With 2 third-round picks, they're suggesting trading the 66th pick, which is a solid one early in the round, in exchange for a 1st-round pick swap, allowing us to move from the 21st to the 31st pick. I'm considering accepting this proposal because, according to the draft value chart, this deal is favorable for the Steelers. The value is attractive since it gives us an additional pick in the 2nd day. And since it's early in the 3rd round, it's almost like getting a late 2nd-round pick. This gives us a good chance of selecting a quality player at the 66th spot. With this trade, I'll select Jackson Dart, the quarterback from Ole Miss, at number 31. To be completely honest, while this is my simulation, I don't have a very strong opinion on this pick. In a previous edition, I selected Tyler Shaw, whom I prefer for his quality. I believe that if the team is considering a quarterback in the 1st round, trading down to gain an extra pick in the 2nd day is the best move. If Jackson Dart is the pick, it makes sense to trade with the Chiefs to secure that extra pick. There are other options available. For example, they might consider trading up for Shadar Sanders if he's still available after the Giants pick at number 3. Tyler Shaw was already selected in a previous simulation, so he's not an option today, but I would certainly feel comfortable picking him now. Jalen Milroe is another player who has been linked to the Steelers in recent weeks, even being mentioned as a possibility in the 1st round. So, if the team decides on a quarterback at this point, I would prefer them to make the trade, which is exactly what I've done in this simulation. This is the first time I've selected a quarterback in the 1st round this draft season, and I thought it would be a good moment to show how my ideal scenario would unfold. To reaffirm, I would choose Tyler Shaw over Jackson Dart if I had that freedom, as I consider Shaw superior to Dart. But as mentioned, I can't repeat selections from previous simulations. The ideal scenario for how this situation unfolds is right here. And to be completely honest, I have a preference for Tyler Shaw over Jackson Dart. My evaluation of Shaw is higher than Dart's, but as I mentioned before, I can't repeat the picks from earlier drafts. I see Jackson Dart as someone who could align with the Steelers' interests in finding a new franchise quarterback. While I don't see him as a potential star, I believe at his best, he could resemble a quarterback like Derek Carr. I recognize this may not excite many, but he has notable accuracy, precision, and touch when throwing long passes. The Steelers need a quarterback who can execute the play action well, and I have faith that Dart could do that quickly if asked. He does have some struggles with mental processing, but I'm confident that, spending a year under a veteran's wing, whether an iconic player or not, he could evolve into a quarterback with traits similar to Jalen Hurts. If surrounded by a good roster, there's potential for him to become a successful quarterback in the National Football League. Now, about the trade down, what do you think about this potential move? If a proposal like this comes up, would you accept or decline? It's not mandatory to pick a quarterback. The focus is only on the trade itself. Would you trade this year's 1st-round pick for a 2nd-round pick and a 3rd-round pick? Indicate your decision with an A for accept or D for decline. This information will be highlighted in the comments of today's discussion, so there will be a brief pause for commercials. When that happens, take advantage of the time, but let me know if you agree with the trade proposal below. Moving on to the 66th pick, which we acquired, I'll choose Penn State's defensive back, Kevin Winston Jr. I must emphasize that I'm a big fan of this player's performance. He was considered almost a first-round pick before last college football season, but due to an injury, he didn't play many games. Now, I'm about to comment on Penn State's defensive back, Kevin Winston Jr. I want to highlight that I really appreciate his playing style. Initially, he was seen as a first-round pick before the recent college football season, but he ended up getting injured and didn't play a full season. I believe many are underestimating him, but his performances in 2023 show that he's one of the top safeties in college football. His versatility allows him to play in various formations, such as free safety, in the box, or in the slot. The Steelers would likely use him in the slot right away, but he could also be a versatile piece, able to adapt to different formations and play roles in post-snap rotations. His tackling ability is impressive, and it's rare to spot weaknesses in his game. Although his injury history requires careful medical examination, I firmly believe Winston Jr. is a special talent. If he's available at pick number 66 and the Steelers make the trade down, I'd be excited to see him join the team at this point in the NFL draft. Additionally, in the third round, I'll choose future nose tackle Alfred Collins, a defensive tackle from Texas. Collins stood out as a nose tackle at his college, where the Longhorns didn't have a true three-technique player. He primarily played as a nose tackle, effectively controlling gaps on almost every play. His ability to control gaps is exceptional, handling double teams well while efficiently covering both A-gaps. The team also had two five-technique players who positioned themselves wider and resembled 3 to 4 defensive ends, allowing pressure on the quarterback. Collins is a strong run defender and more effective as a pass rusher than many realize, showing impressive strength in his bull rush. So, not only will he establish himself as a strong defender from day one, allowing Keanu Benson to shift to the three-technique position, where his skills are better suited to disrupt plays, but he'll also provide valuable potential to pressure the quarterback. Including a standout defender from the beginning will allow you to position Keanu Benson at the number 3 spot, where I believe his skills are better suited to become a more impactful player. Additionally, Collins will bring pressure on a quarterback as a nose, being one of the few defensive tackles who effectively recorded a higher pressure success rate in this position compared to his three-technique play. This shows how capable he is of applying pressure from the nose, and I'm confident he can be an immediate starter. He may go in the third round, and I think he would be a remarkable talent to strengthen the defensive line. Moving on to the next draft simulation, I'll soon present my day 3 picks for the team. However, before diving into this topic and discussing more athletes who will be integrated into the roster this season, it's worth mentioning a player who's already joined the team this year after a trade for the star receiver. He'll wear the number 4 jersey this season, and if you're excited about his arrival, it would be a good idea to grab his jersey. Now, in the 4th round, I'll focus on the running back position, selecting Bahal Tootin, the running back from Virginia Tech. I'm really impressed with his performance and have developed a great admiration for Bahal Tootin, especially given the offensive style the team plans to implement. Although Tootin has a slight fumbling issue to work on in the league, he's one of the top 5 running backs in this class when it comes to being an outside zone runner. His acceleration is impressive, having clocked 4.32 seconds in the 40-yard dash, and he also showed excellent times in the 10 and 20-yard splits. Analyzing his performance, you'll notice he has more endurance than his size and weight would suggest. This running back not only displays remarkable speed and big play ability, but also had a high percentage of runs last year for 20 yards or more while playing for Virginia Tech. He also showed a significant number of broken tackles, highlighting his ability to move and power through defenders. I believe he has the potential to become a true number 1 running back in the league. Although he may be drafted a bit later due to some fumbling issues in college, that's something that can be corrected. With his explosive skill set, landing a player of his caliber in the 4th round to complement an already established player in the league is exactly the type of move the team should make in the mid-rounds this year. In the 5th round, I'd opt for a receiver who's being underrated in the rankings, Kyle Williams from Washington State, who's currently ranked at 1060. This is, without a doubt, absurd. I believe Williams should be selected in the first 2 days of the draft, at least in the 3rd round. He's one of the best route runners in this class and, in addition, is exceptional after the catch. He can get open on the field, is a vertical threat, and makes impressive catches in contested situations. While his ranking might seem exaggerated, I understand the recognition of his talent because he truly stands out as a receiver. And if he's available on day 3, he'll remind you of the situations discussed also carry significant relevance. One analyst ranked him as the 2nd best wide receiver this season, which might seem a bit exaggerated, but I understand their point. He's a top-tier wide receiver, and, if available on day 3, he reminds me of a player who previously stood out, but with more speed. I believe his performance after the catch is superior to that specific player. He stands out as one of the best route runners in this class and has the ability to break free from man coverage, just like the aforementioned player was always able to do. Since that player left, the team hasn't been able to find someone to fill that gap. Now, there's an opportunity to acquire a player who could even be superior and bring a positive contribution to the locker room. In the 6th round, the pick should be for an offensive tackle who could be adapted to the guard position. He struggled in the Senior Bowl as a tackle, but I believe he has both the physical traits and skills necessary to play guard and become a starter in the league after a year of development. Last year, a team selected a player to develop him into a future starter at guard, and now they might do the same if they can get him in the 6th round. This player could learn from the starting left guard and possibly be prepared to take over when the starter moves on from the team. In the 7th round, I selected a smaller running back, considering the other one isn't very tall either, and opted for someone who can perform in short yardage and goal line situations. This player has a decent physical profile, but I believe he's a bit stiff and doesn't stand out exactly in terms of vision and route selection. He reminds me of a player who has previously stood out, to be honest, but given the depth of this running back class, he presents a good combination of size and speed. If the team is looking for a taller running back for short yardage situations, he could step in immediately and has potential to move up the depth chart in the coming years. Strengthening the running back group with a solid alignment of quality players would make it almost immune to injuries, which is ideal for the team next season. So, in this draft simulation, I selected a player in the 1st round after a trade, acquiring a new defender and possibly a future safety for the team. One of the players will be a starter at nose tackle from the start, forming a good partnership on the field. Another is an excellent choice in the 5th round and is ready to develop as a guard prospect for the team. Finally, the running back will complete the group for next season. Share your thoughts in a review in the comments. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Pittsburgh Steelers, long known for their ironclad defense and gritty play style, are reportedly setting their sights on one of the NFL's most elusive targets, Patrick Mahomes. The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, whose name is synonymous with Super Bowl glory and record-breaking performances, might soon find himself donning the black and gold of Pittsburgh. As the 2024 season heats up, whispers of trade have sent shockwaves through the football world, leaving fans and analysts alike wondering, could the Steelers actually pull off the unthinkable? For years, Mahomes has been the cornerstone of Kansas City's dominance, steering the team to 3 Super Bowl victories and earning countless accolades along the way. His playmaking ability, arm strength, and leadership have reshaped the quarterback position. The 2023 season alone saw Mahomes claim his 3rd Super Bowl MVP, reinforcing his status as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yet, despite his undeniable success in Kansas City, rumors suggest that the Steelers, fueled by a desire for a new era of offense, are preparing a massive bid for the superstar. The timing couldn't be more intriguing. The Steelers, who have struggled to find consistent quarterback play in recent seasons, are reportedly exploring a future without their longtime signal caller, Kenny Pickett. With Mahomes entering the prime of his career and a potential dynasty waiting to be built, Pittsburgh sees an opportunity to make an unprecedented leap forward. Reports indicate that the Steelers are willing to part with multiple first-round draft picks and promising young players to secure Mahomes' services, a move that would mark a new chapter in the franchise's storied history. But how realistic is this move? Mahomes is locked into a record-breaking 10-year, $477 million contract with Kansas City, making him not only the highest-paid player in NFL history, but also one of the most financially committed stars in the league. While the Chiefs have made it clear that they have no intention of letting their golden boy go, the Steelers' aggressive approach may force them to reconsider. The allure of building an offense around Mahomes, with the possibility of pairing him with Pittsburgh's talented roster, is undeniably tantalizing. If the trade were to materialize, it would not only shake up the AFC, but change the course of NFL history. The Steelers, a team built on a legacy of toughness and defense, could suddenly be transformed into an offensive juggernaut under Mahomes' leadership. While the road to securing the quarterback of the decade may be fraught with obstacles, one thing is clear. The Steelers' pursuit of Patrick Mahomes could be the boldest move in NFL history, altering the balance of power in ways no one expects. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.